Evening, my little burgers. Sorry I haven't been on sooner. Just had a couple busy days. Don't know about anybody else, but being out in Satan's kitchen the past couple of days has been really draining. So what I mean by that, it's obviously the heat. It's obviously increased at the moment, but me being an Englishman, proper Englishman, mad dog's an Englishman, I was. We wanted to do some work in the garden. So me, the boys and Lizzie got out there just in the front garden, just redoing a new pathway with some new plants, turning it over, refreshing it, and basically going from there. And we was doing this not yesterday, yesterday, we was doing this. And it was just so hot. Oh no, it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. And we was doing that, and we was doing loads, and it took a while. Digging it all over in the heat, and we literally was feeling it. But then yesterday, back out in it again, still not feeling great, but we were doing some other bits and pieces on the rear garden as well as the front, and we decided to do a barbecue out there and doing it old school. Because of the heat, we literally got a paddling pool, so the kids could stick their feet in, lay in there, keep cool. So we had that all set up with a gazebo over to keep us out of the sun. But that was yesterday, and then we get to today. Now, all I wanted to do today, we had a delivery of a new greenhouse, because obviously me and Eli are trying to set up a little feed me sort of scenario. We've got our strawberries, we've got potatoes, we've got other vegetables, carrots, etc. Blah blah blah. Yeah, but I've got to still build some raised beds, etc. But we're just trying to do it for ourselves, just to see how things go. Yeah, there's no guarantee it's going to work, but hey, we'll crack on and we'll see what happens. But was out there, we got this little walk-in greenhouse, a zip-up one, and God forbid, I was glad that Eli was there, because those instructions, I just couldn't read them. They were so small, it was so difficult. And even at the best of times, when I didn't suffer the partial sighted and don't suffer the cognitive function, the instructions would have been difficult for me then, but they were even worse today. But Eli, God bless him, he was on it, and he managed to do it quite well. So we managed to build that. Got that all sorted. So we now got the garden in the rear. We started to move all the vegetables and everything. We got them all, the seedlings, we're repotting, etc. Got it all going. Sorted out the tomatoes now, so they're in a better position. So we was doing all that today, but by God, the temperature was so hot. It was just draining again, and it feels like my soul has been drained out of me with the heat. And normally, yeah, fine. Everyone suffers in the heat, but these past few days, not being able to sleep properly, doing that, it's just the fatigue kicks in, and it really just drains you. But we have to carry on. We have to try our best. No one else is here to do it for us, but that's what we do. Slow and steady wins the race when you easily get tired. So it's choosing not to do too much, yeah, and knowing when to stop, knowing when to drink more, knowing when to stop, knowing when to rest, yeah. So on and off these past 2-3 days, I've been up and down, laying down, resting, and just trying to keep my energy as best as I could. But that's all good and gravy, shall we say? Right, but we've now got the gardens really sorted a bit more where than we wanted to. But unfortunately, out the front, little toad of a fox or something has decided to dig up where we've planted new rose bushes, and but I think that might have been the bone meal might have got him attracted to that. But hey, it's good for the ground to help him raise. But he dug it up, but he also ruined my mum's lights and that. But she don't know that yet. I haven't told her. Right, so we had to get rid of them before she noticed. Like, couldn't save them. But then, like, my daughter called today. As people might be aware, she's not 100% herself. So she was on the phone today in tears, and unfortunately, it's like trying to help her as best as I can, advise her she needs to get help. There was some good things being said from her, but I think time will tell. There's lots more she needs to do to help herself and improve herself. Yeah, but hopefully she's waking up to certain things and she can improve herself. Yeah, for the better, and perhaps she might be able to cope with life a little bit better. Now we all know that life can be quite hard, drastic at any time, but obviously for myself and people who've suffered illnesses, ailments like and strokes, heart fatigue, and heart failure, and etc. The recovery time and dealing with life can be quite a handful. Like spoke to my cousin today after his stroke, and he agrees with the fatigue and half kick in. But he was quite lucky; he managed to get thrombolysis really quickly. So he didn't suffer the sort of damage that I did. I say we because I was classed as me and Lizzie because we are one. And obviously he was lucky in that respect. He caught it himself, which was really good. So well done, Tom. Well done catching that. That's really good. Yeah. And you were good to call, and it was lucky that they come to you really quickly, and they managed to get the thrombolysis into you, and that dissolved a lot of it, and he didn't suffer as I did, because I was left to cook in the hospital ward, and like we said, I've gone over that before. If it wasn't with my wife, it would have been worse. But Tom's okay; he's doing well. Did say the fatigue is the one thing that does get to him. Just taking a walk up the road now, he's a bit wobbly, but he's a lot better than he could be. But he did say that the fatigue is definitely one of those, and he just said like we do. Just walking up to the shops can be quite a big deal just in itself. People don't understand how it can affect you. On the outside, like he said, he's got people that work for him and friends and all this that look at him and they go, "Well, you look fine. You look absolutely normal." But this is the thing that happens all the time with people that have had strokes. They always turn around and go, "You look healthy. What? You don't look like you've had a stroke." Because we don't asymptomatic, we have that droopy face or whatever. They don't believe that we've had a stroke, but unfortunately we have. We just haven't had that lasting effect with us. Some people do have aphasia where they can struggle to talk, yeah, and they still do, even years after. As much as they've gone to speech therapists, they just get to where they can, but it's not necessarily what they were. Like in some of our support groups, like for different strokes, and possibly many others. Like I don't know some of the individual ones out there, but you got obviously a stroke association as well. These sort of groups, there's probably a number of people that have suffered aphasia as well. But there's different elements that people have got from it. Like the other one I said, Charles Bonnet, like for me, Was quite surprising when Debbie come to our, I say club, but our support group, the Ashford support group in Ashford in Kent, that is, for different strokes. She come and she said that she had this CBS, so Charles Bonnet syndrome, and it was fascinating to hear how it affected her, which was different to how mine affected me. So it, in every case, it can just be different. But that's my past couple of days. But obviously today I had my daughter ring me, which obviously is challenging to be emotionally strong for her when I'm going through my own emotional challenges at times, with coping with things, not letting the anger build up and get to me, because it is very hard to let go of that anger, and I am letting it go, but it's little steps, baby steps. Sometimes I have an outburst, but I might not carry on for months, years, or whatever. It takes forever, but then I could just have one bad day and I blow again. But it's got far and far less than what it has been. But I think that was because I got put onto some different tablets that really helped. They've stopped some of the neurological issues that I had. But unfortunately, I didn't get it when I should have got it. So I was lacking that, because I should have had that before I even left the hospital. But that's a lot of accumulative issues, shall we say. I won't say who or what the trust is, but a highly regarded solicitor's firm is fully aware how bad this trust is, and we in the local area know how bad they are, and it's not getting better. They're cutting their services as well, and they're moaning, but that's by the by. There's lots of people on the front line that are loving and caring and really want to do it for the right reason, but when you're managed by people that don't care, it takes away their power, takes away their ability to actually make a difference. But like I said, promoting Be Fast can make all the difference in the long term for a lot of people. Now, as much as they might not want to do Be Fast, I think it'll be imperative if they do, so it increases their training, their knowledge, because if a doctor, a nurse, a healthcare assistant, or someone, or a tech, so a paramedic or a tech, because how many of them actually understand what Be Fast is? Because I know my wife's had to deal with a few of them and actually explain things to them as well, and that's only through personal experience that she's had with me, but professionally she's passed it on, and actually some people have taken it on. It's actually helping others, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to promote this Be Fast because it could make a huge difference. So guys, stay with us, right, as the journey moves. If we have some good news and we manage to get things out there for Be Fast, and we can promote that, all I ask is you guys to share, because I do believe that Be Fast is going to make a huge difference for lots of people. Like I said in my last video, if they catch it early, they can reduce the impact it has on the back end of the NHS rather than the front end. So as much as they might be trying to stop the front end being overwhelmed, what they're doing is they're actually increasing the back end support that is needed, which then increase other costs from the benefits and the PIP and things like this. So there's lots more other stuff that come with it. But if we're promoting Be Fast and the frontline staff actually understand the differences between some of these strokes, like from a rear to a forward strokes, and how they affect people differently, that could literally reduce the cost that the NHS have. But I'm not holding much hope, but we can only but try. Yeah, because if we can make a difference and someone does listen to us and they do promote Be Fast and people understand it, and then we catch more, we stop more people getting injured, we stop more people from having long-term effects, that one, it doesn't affect their family as much, it doesn't affect them as much, so they don't have to go through sheer hell to get back onto the recovery. Yep, they could be caught earlier. So I couldn't even talk then, could I? So they could get caught earlier, which then, as we know, the byproduct is you can treat it better. You only have a very short window to get to thrombolysis, yeah, or thrombectomy. So very short windows, yeah. Now, if you're inside that window, and the maximum I think is about 4 hours for thrombolysis, that can be extended in certain circumstances, all right, but that's down to the trust to take that risk. So depending where you are in the country will change, yeah. So you might find some will risk it and some won't. But let's hope if they don't have to get to that position, if they understand, Be Fast. Because that could be the difference that makes treatment given sooner rather than later. Yeah, it's just the only thing I ever ask of any medical professional, of anyone, is have an open mind. Don't automatically assume that you know everything, because you might not, and that affects someone else. So always listen and ask questions. Why? But that's it today on the Be Fast. Guys, all I want to say is, look, love you all. Be good, be safe, be fast. But also, if you can, make someone's day. If you're walking down the street and you see someone who looks a bit sour-faced, a bit unhappy, just go, good morning, good day, how are you today? You never know, it might make a huge difference to them. Yeah, let's spread the love. Let's get everybody working together. Yeah, let's unite like we should do. Stand together for what's right. Yeah, and stop all this darkness that's happening around us. This pure evil that is happening in every town up and down the country, of sheer evilness. Like we've just seen this shooting at Sheffield yesterday. It's like, oh my God, another disgusting thing that's happening. Right, but then we got other things that happen, and it's always something that is happening. Let's get rid of this darkness. Let's start being kind. Let's be kind to each other. Let's all stand up. Yeah, let's all be as one. Yeah, treat your neighbour like you'd like to be treated. Yeah, it could make a huge difference to everyone. But guys, love you again. Right, have a good time. Oosh. See you later, guys. Bye.